nobody understands how hard it was for me to get this thing to set up the way it is. Anyways, hi guys, it's Monday. Why do I always do that? It's Wednesday. I start my vlogs on Wednesday. Welcome to my Core. My name is Mayana. Today is the start of a new vlog. This week is Halloween week. Super excited. Tomorrow is Angels Night / Devil's Night. Not just something that was made up in the Penelope Douglas book, but it's actually something that we celebrate in Michigan. But also it's my boyfriend's mom's birthday, and also the small town that I'm in, they do trick-or-treating the Thursday before Halloween, or the last week of October, which is like weird. But it's not just this town, like another town like a few minutes over had their trick-or-treating last Thursday. So like that's something that people do. I didn't know that. But I did finish a book this week. Like this week, like the next 3 days, I'm trying to finish 5 books. If I don't, it's fine. But I just finished one of my 5 books, so I now have 4, and it was short. It was The Scour by Richard Swan, which is like a novella in the Empire of the Wolf series. I read the first book, which is Justice of Kings. I didn't really like it, but looking back on it, I think maybe I just wasn't in the mood to read it. I think at that point I was like forcing myself to read fantasy, so I think maybe that's why I didn't like it. So yeah, I finished The Scour. It was actually really good. It was a murder mystery, so which is like the same thing as Justice of Kings. I think I just didn't like Justice of Kings because sometimes I try to force myself to like read fantasy because like I'm a fantasy reader even when I'm not in the mood to read fantasy. And so I think that, I mean, I know that sometimes that ruins the experience of the book that I'm reading, but I personally like The Scour. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I will be trying to reread Justice of Kings, but for now I'm gonna read Grave and Fire because the author says that you can read whichever. And this one was about these 2 guys who are justices, and which is like, I guess like a part of like the government, but also they have like powers. And one of the guys who's a justice is like accused of murder, but they don't believe that he would do it, or they need proof before they like execute him. The justices themselves need proof, even though he's like in this different town who's like their own government. So they go on like this search to find out what really happened in it, and it was really fun. I gave it like 5 stars. And then I'm also currently reading Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, which so far I'm liking, which is really ironic because I have not liked like any other books that she's written, but so far Masters of Death is like really fun. And then I'm probably gonna start like an audiobook. Thinking of starting, I think it's called Breathe and Bleed Out, which is like, it's really quick. It's like an 8-hour audiobook. And I do need to edit today. And then I got a punching stick, which I was gonna get embroidery, but punching stick just looked better to me, so I'm gonna try to listen to my audio and do that. I also want to watch Wicked today, rewatch Wicked, so we'll see. It's already 12 o'clock and I'm getting my bath ready, so we'll see. I think I'm gonna edit. Since I finished the book, I think I'm gonna edit and then read. Well, I'm gonna start a book in the bath, get out, edit, read another book, and then maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I am gonna start my punching stick today though, I will say that. Okay, I am going to be baking some cinnamon rolls. My boyfriend is out mowing his lawn and his grandma's lawn, so I'm gonna be baking him a snack to come back to. And I love cinnamon rolls. How many are in here? Cream cheese icing. How many are in here though? You can air fry these? What the fuck? Actually, I think I want to put them in a thingy. I think I want to put them in something like this. Someday I would love, oh, it just got ready. Someday I would love to bake my own cinnamon rolls, but today's not that day. I was in the bath. I did read a little bit. Oh, how many is in here? I hope they can all fit. So while I was in the bath, I did read a little bit of Breathe and Bleed Out. And so far, what the fuck? This book is about this woman who, she has like a terrible experience with her boyfriend. Well, he was gonna propose to her that day. It was like her birthday, and something tragic happens to him and it leaves her disheveled. And she's also like working in the hospital, and she is just like so upset. She basically ends up accidentally getting high at work. She takes a Xanax. She actually ends up getting high and like almost killing a patient who was also high on Xanax. So her boss is like, you need to get yourself together. Like, you were such like a prodigy. He's much nicer about it. And she's like, shit. And so I'm guessing she's gonna go home and like put herself in like this like retreat or whatever, because it is about a girl who like goes to, are these gonna like lift in here? She ends up like going to a retreat. I don't know, I don't want to put them so close together. She ends up like going to a retreat, and it's like a slasher. The author says that it's inspired by Scream, and the only reason why I'm making this vlog is because I have a habit of figuring out who the killer is in the story, and there's only so many people were introduced in the first few chapters. It could be the boyfriend, but that is already the plot of Scream, and I don't think the author would do that. So I'm also thinking it could be the best friend. Now, you're probably thinking, why the fuck are you trying to figure out who the killer is and you're only 3 chapters in? I'm sorry, it's a habit. I don't think I'm actually gonna figure out who it is. It's just a habit that I do. Like, immediately my brain is the wheels in my brain starts turning, and my brain is like, we need to figure out who did it before the book tells us. I actually want to do a vlog where I see if I can guess the plot twist of a book before I finish the book, but I'm just not like 100% confident in my skills, and so if I don't end up doing that, it's gonna be very embarrassing. But yeah, that's what we have going on. And like I said, I am reading Masters of Death. I did not explain what the plot was in that book because I don't know. I cannot figure out what the hell is going on. So far we have a vampire, the godson of death, a reaper. I just got introduced to another character. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. So there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna bake these cinnamon rolls in this pan. Hopefully they rise the way that they should. If not, that's my bad. But yeah. I love baking. Look at how good these cinnamon rolls came out, you guys. This is literally crazy. And I always make sure that the cream on there is evenly distributed, except for that one in the middle, and I will be eating it. So yummy. I'm about to go make me some soup and then eat one of these as like a snack. Okay, I'm probably not gonna do this often, but I did want to do this right now. So I read a little bit more of Bleed and Breathe Out. We just got like the retreat or whatever she's in. Basically, what happens is she goes to talk to her therapist, and her therapist wants to like put her in like some type of recovery thing, but then at the same time her best friend is like, hey, I'm gonna go to a retreat, you should come with me. And she tells her therapist like, oh, sorry, I can't go, I'm going on this retreat with my best friend. And she's been kind of like avoiding all of her friends and stuff. So like now we're about to get at the retreat. Do I still think that the best friend is the killer? Yes, because she invited her there. She's the only thing connecting them two there. And that's like the only way I can see that happening. Maybe she's in cahoots with the therapist. That would be insane. But like in true Scream nature, there's 2 serial killers, and you don't really know how these people are connected. So it could be that. Which brings me to my next point. I think that the other killer, nobody's died yet. I think that the other killer could be the therapist. Why would it be the therapist? I don't know, because it's the only other suspicious male that was introduced. I mean, there was the like doctor guy who it could be, but like, unless he's a neurosurgeon, he's got other things on his hand. Not saying that neurosurgeons don't have other things on their hands, but like, I'm sure you've heard the theory about how like, I'm sure you've heard that thing about how like a lot of neurosurgeons are like crazy. That's just what I've heard. Neurosurgeons, please do not come for me. Please do not come to my house and try to test my brain or anything. I can only really think like the therapist and the best friend, because they're the only people that we've met before. Unless like it's like the person who runs it and they're just trying to kill people just to kill people. But that's more of like Midsummer or like something, I don't know. Like this one was specifically set like Scream vibes. Well, actually it did say Midsummer. Well, it said Midsummer's Night Scream. Or did it say Midsummer Meets Scream? Right. I think it said Midsummer Night Scream. Like Midsummer Night's Dream. The Shakespeare book, guys. Like, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know, I don't care. This is gonna be so funny when I'm wrong. You're not gonna know unless you read the book. I'm not gonna spoil it, so you're not gonna know. If I mean, I guess if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and tell you. If I'm right, oh, how am I gonna play this? Because if I'm right and I don't tell you, then you'll know that I was right. It's trick or treat day, yay! My boyfriend. So I'm also probably gonna get ready early. I literally just woke up. Like, I've never pulled out my camera this fast before, but my boyfriend told me that we're going to a Halloween party tomorrow. I'm also going on Saturday, so I don't want this vlog to be like boring and lame. I'm not gonna bring my camera with me, so I'm trying to like keep this like a little bit more entertaining, I guess. Anyways, so I did finish. What was I reading? Breathe In, Scream, Breathe In, Bleed Out. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I did guess who the killer was, and one of my theories in the video was correct. I am too good at this. I am way too good at this. I read way too many books and I watch way too many slashers. Like, literally, my theory for who the slasher was, I was like, okay, well, when you're watching a slasher, it's gonna be someone who's introduced before you get to the destination, because the main character did not get a letter from somewhere inviting her to this destination. It has to be someone, they have to get her to the destination. They have to figure out a way to get her there. Or I guess I'll talk about, or spoilers, maybe I'll talk about how I felt for the book and then I'll talk about spoilers. Okay, so how I felt about the book was like, I don't know, it was just like the slasher part ended up being like a little goofy to me, and that's saying a lot because I love funny slashers, but it wasn't goofy in the sense of like, oh, this is too funny. It was goofy in the sense of like, it almost doesn't make sense as like the reason why they did it. It just like, I'm just like, okay, what? Like, it genuinely would have been better off if it was one of my other theories, and I thought it was for a little bit, like low-key, but it would have been better off if it was the other person I theorized and they just had like a better motive. But I think that maybe would have been too obvious and the author didn't want to go for that. But like, sometimes you gotta learn how to trick the audience, girl, or you gotta come up with something new. I'm so sorry, like, I watch way too many damn slashers for me to have like not figured it out before I got to the end, which is my own bad, truly. But when I heard, if I never would have knew it was like a Scream thing, I would have never try to guess, I guess, because I would have just thought it was like some entity, like how Jason and Michael Myers, like, is it a twist, like you just know it's them. Like, if it was just like some entity, because they do kind of have that plot line. There's like this like guy, I forgot his name, there's like this guy in the woods who like stalks the woods. I also thought that that legend of him was kind of like boring. I was like, why are we supposed to be scared of this? Like, it was just like some guy who like was a fucking robber, and they dug a hole and they ended up in the mines or some shit, or the bank, and they dug a hole all the way to hell. It was just like some shit like that, and I was just like, this is lame as fuck. Like, I don't care. Okay, so spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, just skip to the next part. So basically, who did it was the therapist. I think his name was Greg. He did it. I ended up figuring out it was Greg because to me it either had to be Tess or Greg or the doctor, because it's going to be people that were introduced before you get to the place. You can't, like, yes, it could have been people who, yes, it could have been somebody there, but they would have had to have sent an invitation to like invite the main character, because, or else like how else would the main character have logically got there? If you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you can't bank on Tessa inviting the main character, so they would have had to invite her if they were the slashers. And then how I figured out it was it couldn't have been the best friend just because it would have been too obvious. I did think it was the best friend for a little bit, especially because there's this part where like there's this guy that like liked them, that the best friend liked, that she also liked, that liked her, or something like that. And so the best friend like didn't pursue him because she wanted the main character to have him or some shit like that. And I was like, ooh, weird jealousy plotline. That actually would have been better. Like her having wanted the boyfriend, and then the fiance that passed away, and then the main character gets him, so that she gets jealous and she like goes after them. That would have been more entertaining than the fucking therapist bitch. I figured out it was the therapist because the doctor wasn't in it enough, and like the doctor was just, he was looking out for her best interest, and like yes, so it's a therapist, but like the doctor just seemed like too there wasn't a long enough scene with him. Like it literally was just like she went to his office, he was like, bitch, you get it together, and she was like, okay. Whereas and also like he didn't know about the retreat, whereas the therapist knew about the retreat because she told him about it. And it wasn't like it wasn't like he got the best friend to go or whatever. It was just like open opportunity, like she was going there, he was like, bitch, yeah, I'm about to get her ass, basically. So what can I say? I'm too smart. I guess I will do that vlog where I try to figure out the plot twist before the end, but I can't figure out a good book, like, because I kind of like, maybe if I don't figure it out, I want to read multiple books, but like I can't pick like, I can't think of like a good, because I don't want the vlog to be 5 minutes, I don't want the vlog to be 10 minutes, you know. So maybe I'll do multiple. I don't want to do Freedom McFadden because no shit, I was gonna film this video and I go to like look at her book, and I literally read the description, figure out who did it from the description alone, like no shit. And I ended up going through, because I didn't know if it was true or not, and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm right about this. So I go through the Goodreads reviews and I was right. So I was like, well, I can't do this video now because I know that I'm right, but it's just like too easy to do a Freedom McFadden book basically. So I like can't do Riley Sager because I don't give a fuck about him. Thrillers, it's just like, I don't know, there's no popular thrillers out right now really. Like all the thrillers this year I've been seeing have been like duds. um so I'll think of something. It'll just be like something in the works, but for now I have another, I didn't figure out the motive, I will say that I didn't know the motive, but who did it, I won't say it was like very obvious. It was just like, and it wasn't like I kept reading the book and guessing like, oh, it's this person, it's this person. I literally was set on, okay, it's either, like how I said earlier in the video, I'm like, okay, it's either Tess or the therapist. I was sitting on that. Like I didn't read the book and be like, it's either, oh, now it's probably this person, this person. I was like, no, it's one of these two people at this point. Like there's no way it's anybody else. So this girl's just too smart for her own good. I don't know. I'm gonna lay back down because I'm tired and it's like 11 a.m. and I want to read Master of Death. I have 3 books left to read in 2 days. I can read 3 books in 2 days, but the problem is that we are so busy because now we're going to a party tomorrow. So that means I need to finish 2 books today. The party's probably gonna be late tomorrow, and it's also like an hour or something away, so I think I can read in the car if I really locked in. But I can start my last book, and I wanted to, oh, I also have my books planned. I have it on my Kindle. I have it set in the Halloween theme. Today I'm supposed to read All Sinners Bleed, and then tomorrow I was gonna read The Reformatory and Mary, but I think I might just read The Reform. Is that a good idea? Is that a good idea? I saw the author was talking about I just saw an interview of an author, and I'm a sucker for author interviews. I don't know what it is about author interviews, but it's like getting to know their thought process behind their books. Like it just makes me want to read it. So I didn't want to read The Reformatory originally because people were saying it was sad. I don't really willingly want to read a book that makes me sad, but I also do want to support Black authors, obviously. And so it seems like a terrible idea to read that tomorrow. And I don't want to be fucking sad, girl. I don't. So maybe I'll read Mary. I am gonna read The Reformatory. If I don't read it tomorrow, I'm gonna read it in November, because she didn't even say much in that alternate interview, but I'm like, I just love, she just talked about how she got the inspiration for it, and how it's like, obviously it's a real life thing, but like how she found out about it. And I just love that when it's like based off something real and somebody has to do research and like I don't know. So I need to go figure out if it's really sad, like if I can pass the following. If not, I'll just read Mary by Nat Cassidy, which I kind of don't want to do, but whatever. Today I'm reading Masters of One and All Sinners Bleed. If I can get if I can get one book done before the party tonight and one book done after the party, that will be, or two books done before the party, because I'm not gonna start until 5 and it's 11. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. And then we have to start getting ready. Because I'm gonna start getting ready around like 2 or 3. I'm losing time just sitting here thinking. I feel like I look crazy. I'm sorry I took my braids down, but I have not updated in a minute because like the last week was literally crazy. The last book I finished was Breathe In, Bleed Out. I gave that 3 to 5 stars. Like I found it just okay. Like it was fine. And then Halloween started. So in this town they trick or treat on Thursdays. So we did that, and then my boyfriend's mom's birthday was that day, so we had like a family get together. And then Friday we went to a party, and then Saturday we went to a party, right? And I got drunk both times, which like I didn't get too drunk or anything, but like Friday night, like it was like, you know, I got drunk, and the next day like I had to recover and then get ready for the next party on Saturday, which, oh my gosh, Saturday was so much fun. I actually remembered I had a camera and like took it, and I took pictures on my camera, and it just felt like they just looked like 2,000 pictures. I'm gonna insert them so you guys can see. That's so much fun, so much fun. And then Sunday and Monday I just had to recover. Okay, party for 2 days, recover for 2 days, right? Started my period Tuesday, took down my braids Monday, started my period Tuesday. Right. Right. I have finished a book in that time frame. I got an arc of Bound by Ali Hazelwood. Again, this one is promoted as a dark academia. It's literally not. I don't know why it's promoted as one, but it's about this girl who's like a con artist, and this guy who's like not human. He needs her to like help, I think, forge these files for something. And so he kidnaps her for a little bit, and then like they end up working together, and then they fall in love. And it's like a Spotify audiobook thingy. I give it 3 to 5 stars. I thought it was fine. If you like Ellie Hazelwood, you'll like this. It's her typical millennial talking type of stuff. Insta love, but like not insta love because they don't get together super quickly, but they both are very obviously interested in each other super quickly type of thing. And my issue is that I felt like it felt like the beginning was just a little bit too long. And like I get it was introducing you to the character and stuff, but some of that stuff was unnecessary. And I feel like the love interest didn't show up until like a little too late. And then the romance just seemed like it dragged on forever, even though it was insta love. And I feel like if the author would have cut out the beginning and had it start a little bit earlier, then it would have been fine. But no, homegirl just had to like drag it the fuck out. And then I started my November TBR. I literally said I wasn't reading any Christmas books this year, and I've downloaded like 15 Christmas books in the past 2 days. So if you see me reading any Christmas books in this vlog, in my next vlog, oh shit, I gotta start the next vlog too. Oh. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, we're totally like Christmas the fuck out already. Like me and my boyfriend started listening to Christmas music. He's decorated his room for Christmas. Like we got eggnog. He introduced me to root nog, he calls it, which is root beer mixed with eggnog. I've been drinking hot chocolate. I've been cozying up. Like it's been a time. We've started celebrating Christmas shamelessly. Okay, his birthday is 2 days after Christmas. Like I love Christmas, he loves Christmas. Like it's just, I don't know, what can I say, like, period. So I do want to read some fantasy books. I got some fantasy books on my TBR. I have the urge to read Howling Dark, because that series is, I don't know if it's ending or if just the next book is coming out this month, but the Empire of Silence series. And then I want to start Grave Empire. Those are my 2 biggest fantasy reads. And then I might start Malice by John Gwynne next, just because he posted about starting his next book, and I haven't even read any of these. So there's that. But I'm in my epic fantasy era again. I fear. I really need to read Malazan. That's what I need to start. I'm just so behind on everything. Like I need to look in. So yeah, that's the end of this vlog. This vlog I feel like it's probably gonna be very reminiscent of my last vlogs. Originally I was just gonna turn this into like, because I figured out the plot twist, I was just gonna turn this into like one of those vlogs I've been talking about where I try to guess the plot twist, but then I was like, oh, it's gonna be too short and I have too many good clips from this week to just waste it anyways. So I still want to plan on doing that vlog, but you got a little taste of how much of a genius I am in this vlog. Like, what can I say? But yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.